time we talk about the 1%. In the world, there are 7.753 billion people. That's enough people to wrap around the Earth 88 times, or go to the moon and back with room to spare. All of these people are said to have a gross total net worth of $100 trillion. This income is not divided equally though. If we were to somehow group all 7 billion people together into one large circle and separate the top 1% earners from the rest of the 99, we would find that the 1% are a very small slice of the greater population. If we wanted to see how the wealth is distributed on the same population, we would find that it's far from equal. It is said that the top 1% hold 35% of the world's global wealth. So who are these 1%? These people are hard to target. However, we do know that many are owners, CEOs, and celebrities. They tend to drive nice cars, have pretty wives, and live in large mansions. Okay, well maybe not that nice. Some get rich off inheritances, and others work their whole lives to become financially successful. Money seems to be the root of their success. It is how they're able to buy all their assets, and it's how they can afford to go skydiving or eat at a 5-star restaurant. Pretty much everywhere I go, I am reminded that I am one of the 99 rather than the 1%. This comparison cycle often leaves us drained and unmotivated. Everyone on the internet seems to have successful lives, except for us. So what makes these people rich? How did they become the 1%? The biggest theory is that their day-to-day lifestyle choices help them achieve this success. Many on social media believe that the key to their success is early mornings, healthy foods, diets, exercise, hard work, discipline, and courage to keep going when adversity rises. For those of you who still don't know what I'm trying to say, here's basically what it boils down to. From what I can tell, the 1% is this sort of ideal human that seems to have their whole life put together. At least, that is what the internet says. I wanted to see what it would be like to live like these super successful people, or at least how the internet portrays them, for one day.
Just barely woke up. My body is so tired.
So no challenge would be a true challenge without some very strict rules that I had to adhere to. The first one is wake up early. Right now it is about 6:15 outside. See, the sun's just barely peeking up above the horizon. Not quite even. So I just wanted to say that waking up is very difficult sometimes, but it's one of the things that very successful people do. You know, you look at Mark Wahlberg, he wakes up about 3 a.m., he gets his morning workout in. You look at people like Elon Musk, I mean, he sleeps in the office occasionally, and he wakes up early and gets his work done and doesn't stop. So that's one of the things I'm trying to emulate with this challenge here, is waking up early, getting some stuff done. After I got up, I realized that, wow, I have an extra hour to get stuff done. And so I was able to use that hour to go and exercise. I was able to use that hour to go clear my head and even create a to-do list of what I wanted to accomplish during the day. And not only that, I even put it into a calendar, so I was able to cross off each thing once I got it done. And that really helped increase my motivation to get stuff done, because you see the list and you check it off and you just feel motivated to check another one off, and another one, and another one, and another one. It was also really cool just to be awake when everybody else is typically sleeping. Like, I went out to exercise and I was running along the streets, and they're usually a lot busier with a lot more people walking to school, walking to work. Got some cars driving up and down the road, but it was actually pretty empty. Now it's kind of cool to see. All right, rule number 2, exercise.
I got blessings falling on me. I got weapons lean on me. That like Tetris, you don't know me. That my Betty, you don't know me.
Now, we all know exercise is beneficial to the body. We all know it helps strengthen our minds, it helps strengthen our physical muscles. But there's also several other benefits to exercise. I found that exercising helps me wake up. So in the morning, right after I was super tired, I went out for a little bit of a run. It woke me up, it got me feeling like I was ready to accomplish my to-do list that I had previously made. Not only that, but exercise also makes me feel alive. When I don't exercise, I just feel dead and limp, and I can get stuck for hours just staring at a screen, and I just feel like a zombie. Exercising can help improve your life expectancy. Exercising will help you age slower. It'll also help with your mental health, which is something that I didn't even think about, but it could be so true. Just going outside, seeing the fresh air, seeing the birds. Rule number 3 is take cold showers. Now, I'm not a psycho, so I don't usually do this. I wanted to see if cold showers would actually feel good and benefit you after you took them. I'm very surprised at the results. I mean, what can I say? I felt more awake after I took the cold shower. There's been several studies that show that taking cold showers increases the white blood cell count in your body because it has something to do with the cold water on your skin increases your body's ability to produce more because you're feeling discomfort, something like that. It was kind of weird. I was reading it earlier today and it was kind of confusing to fully understand, but it's been proven to increase your white blood cell count so you can fight diseases better, fight pathogens. Rule number 4, eat only fruits and vegetables. Now, I know this is kind of strict, and that's the point of it, is to be strict. A lot of people think that eating just a mix of animal products, veggies, fruits, grains, breads, dairy, all of it together is a healthy diet. But I would probably go one step farther and say only fruits and vegetables are truly healthy. Now, I recently watched this documentary called Forks Over Knives, and what that documentary showed was a lot of studies that link animal products and dairy to heart disease and cancer. It really made me think, oh, well, maybe what we've been told about eating healthy isn't actually healthy for us. So I decided to just eat fruits and vegetables and grains for this day because I know that no matter what, everybody agrees that those are the healthiest forms of food available, and everything else is just refined on top of that. I was surprised at how well I felt afterwards. I felt like I was able to get more done because I didn't feel like I was drained, which I think partly has to do with the exercise, but partly has to do with just the foods I was eating. I will say though, on this subject, that I had to eat more than I usually do, like size-wise, because each piece of fruit or each piece of vegetable has a lot less calories. So you'll find yourself, if you want to actually do this, you'll find yourself eating a lot more than you typically would if you were eating like a sandwich with meat and cheese in it. Rule number 5, have 10 consecutive productive hours of work.
7 days a week, all the time. Work hard like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say, particularly if you're starting a company.
Now, although that's not possible for most of us, I still think we can take some advice from his speech and focus on what we can do to increase our productivity and get more stuff done. And part of that is just getting focused on your work. So as part of the day, I wanted to have 10 consecutive productive hours to focus just on my work. And without distractions, without my phone bothering me, because I wanted to see how much I could get done just focusing straight on. I was able to get some editing done. I was able to film the intro for this video. And I found that I was able to accomplish more because of this. Rule number 6, lock up your phone for the entire day. Now, in order to be productive and get stuff done, what I had to do is I had to lock up my phone. Now, originally, I didn't want to do this, but the more and more I dived into what makes people successful and what the 1% do, I decided that I didn't have a choice and I had to follow through. Just had to follow through. I ended up putting my phone away in the morning and I didn't even come back to it until at night when I was ready to go to bed and set my alarm for the next day. And I realized that I didn't have any unnecessary interruptions throughout the day that I had to get distracted with. I mean, I didn't have any of that. And it was really cool because I was able to focus more on what I had at hand rather than going and reading through my phone or checking on Instagram or looking through messages, phone calls. I didn't have any of that to distract me. I just had my work and I just got it done. On my laptop, in order to maximize productivity, I made sure that I only had 3 applications open. I only had Pages, which is basically Word for Mac, and then I had Final Cut Pro, which is my video editing software, and then I also had my Stocks app open. Other than that, nothing else could be opened on my laptop. Red means good, right? No? Oh, freak. Oh, no. And no internet, no Safari, no Google Chrome, no nothing. And what that did was it helped me so I wasn't able to get distracted on anything else. Lastly, read/meditate for 30 minutes a day. Now I see often people think that meditating can be helpful, so I decided to try it out. Honestly, it didn't really help me very much. I found that I was often thinking about other stuff I was going to get done in the day, so I don't think I was able to get the full benefit that meditation provides. But if I keep doing this for, I don't know, about a month or so, I might be able to see the benefits from this type of activity. But I wasn't able to see it today because I was thinking ahead. I was thinking, oh, well, I gotta do this, I gotta go do that, I gotta attack this project, and I didn't have the ability to clear my head of all those thoughts so I could fully meditate. It's pretty out here, isn't it? I really do like the view. I think one of the biggest things when it comes to the 99% versus the 1% is persistence. The 1% are very persistent in what they do, and they show up to work every single day and get it done. And that's how they're successful. You know, you look at Steve Jobs, you look at Jeff Bezos, they were working in their garages. They still showed up every day, you know. They didn't even have fancy buildings to work at. They didn't have any employees at that time, but they showed up and they just got it done. You got to show up every day. You got to grind. You got to get your work done. It can be hard sometimes, and it's really hard for a lot of people, and you have to make sacrifices. You know, you have to sacrifice some things, like, unfortunately, family. Sometimes it's just friends. Sometimes it's acquaintances. Sometimes it's other events you want to go to. Sometimes it's sports, and whatever it is, if you really want to be successful, you have to sometimes sacrifice these things and put in an effort to get what needs to be done. The last chapter of your life hasn't been written yet. What are you going to make it? Success is not an overnight process. It's a result of taking small steps in the right direction every single day. Bill Gates had 24 hours in his day. Steve Jobs had 24 hours in his day. I and you have 24 hours in our day. What are we going to do with those 24 hours?